Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I feel like it's been a little while since we've been out here in the garage washing something. It's the sun's starting to go down. It's been really dreary here today. It's been rainy and stuff. So I cleared all my cars out after it got done raining. Looks like I don't think it's going to rain again. So hopefully my cars that are clean don't get rained on. But the Rivian has been neglected for a little while. I need to air up the tires, clean the interior, clean the exterior, and I figured it was a good opportunity to sit down and chat with you in the garage on a nice day. It's probably 70 degrees, 65, 68 degrees, something like that outside. So it's a really nice day to come out here and do this. It's overcast as well, which helps. Put it in car wash mode, otherwise the thing's gonna be screaming at me the whole time. I've said this several times on this car, but I really like this thing. I think it's perfect for our family. It's a nice flex vehicle, and that I don't have any cars that Michelle can just jump in and take if something were to happen to the Raptor, or Raptor was down or was a flat tire or anything like that. And so having this for the family is really awesome. I'd say she probably drives this about 70% of the time. So it's certainly doing the job of taking care of our family, ushering us around as needed. So I figured let's jump right into today's topic. Oh, get out of here. What's going on? So I figure let's jump right into the topic at hand. I've recognized something that I feel like I needed to clarify for everybody, or most of you that have been watching, especially if any of you are new, that really haven't been around that long and aren't as familiar with who I am, what I'm about. But we've been making this transition from just doing product specific videos to this concept of, man, we now have a really robust catalog of things. I've got the team in place to afford me the ability to go do it and spend the time. I also have the mics of the world that can execute on the project. And so I think that our future is going to include, or continue to include, this type of big picture, hey, let's show you what could be. And I really like doing the big projects, but I don't know how to do that. What I've done with videos from the very beginning was I didn't need, it seems like these pants are a little short. That's what happens when you get skinnier and you start doing some pants that are a little bit more appropriately sized. But this idea that we're going to be doing collaborations, it doesn't fit in there. It's really hard to get this thing clean. But doing collaborations, doing big picture projects, and then sprinkling in the bread and butter, and then continuing to clean up and improve the product information that we have available to you, I think is our future. But so I went to the Automobile project, and I decided let's try to make this entertaining, not knowing how to do that. I've spent so much time just focused on getting you the details that I'm learning as I'm learning them. And so we haven't done anything like this before. So naturally, there's going to be a learning curve on how to do this. And so one of the things I've noticed in the comments, I think by and large are probably the new people that are showing up that are sort of interested in it, interested in what we do, interested in me or Mike, or interested in the whole concept of what it means to be obsessed. So I stopped dressing these tires, and so we're gonna go aggressive. This is Shine Supply Wise Guy. I think diluted 50-50. It may have killed my sprayer. Or maybe, oh, it's on there. Shoot. I think it killed it. This is another one of those high alkaline products. Yep, Toasteroni. It's pretty rare. That's one of the first ones I think I've ever killed, letting the products sit in there. This is the Brazilian product. I forget what the name of it, but this is a, I want to play with the two of these on different tires. This stuff is pretty aggressive. But again, these tires, I've put no dressing on them. And so this would be my tendency to go heavy on something like this. You can see it killing the dirt on the tire. So as I was saying, we make this, we add in this whole concept of showing what could be. You know, Destination OG was the first version of that. The John's Garage in Atlanta was another version of that, on how we were able to on what we were capable of, what we can do now that we have so many different products that we can put together in a complete solution. That was, let's try that again. Let's see if we can get some more yellow off of this sucker. We'll grab the name of this when we go over to the cabinet. You're supposed to foam that up, but I don't like doing that. And I don't know what the heck this brush is. This is one of our tester brushes. We may have this in the store from Detail Factory. This bigger brush is better for, you know, bigger tires like this. So the LZ project was months and months and months of planning. I think we made just 2 videos of the planning process. I first went down and met with them, and then we had another video with Laurel. I think maybe, well, we had 2 or 3 videos, but it was considerably more time invested over, you know, the course of, say, 6 months, lining up and making sure all the products were there, making sure that we had everything ordered or in hand before we showed up to start the project, so that way we could execute in a, you know, roughly 60-day time frame. I don't have infinite time, or infinite money to pay everybody to do the work. So we set a time on the clock and we're sticking to it. Yeah, I guess that's worth it. Let's go over to the next wheel. Doing a double clean there. By the way, this is Brake Buster in the Griot's foam cannon, straight up. So my job is to, and generally it's the same thing with Obsessed Garage in general, my job is to line up everything. So I needed to get all the people, product in place. I needed to make all the decisions. I needed to, you know, get Laurel in place, get the painters in place, the cabinets, figure that out. That was a pretty long, drawn-out process for me to find Austin from Eastside Kitchens and Baths. It was pretty daunting undertaking after deciding to do the project, you know, and then working to fight and help Adam and Colette understand how this needs to go in order to make this a success. You know, we don't have the ability to hem and haw and make long, you know, decisions because they don't want to be out of their house for too long. And if we're going to do this, we need to get this done. So, you know, working with quote unquote the customer, which is my friend, which are my friends. So I was able to be very specific with them, say, look, you guys are holding this up. We can't have this. So using tough love to get them the result that they're looking for, because I don't need to do this. I can, you know, just tell them, you know, if you don't want to do this, get somebody else, and that somebody else doesn't exist. So the whole point of this project was to show and showcase, from Adam's perspective, you know, the thing I really appreciated about him, this is not his expertise, but he appreciates expertise. He knows how to you know, include others. He also understood that, you know, there's some things in here that we're going to figure out. But going into this project, you know, I know Mike's skill set. I know my skill set and ability to put things together. I knew that Waba could capture it and we could make some cool videos, but I wasn't sure how we would present it. I wasn't sure how it would go. And so after getting the project ready, and then we had a pretty solid start date, then, and this is where I think I went awry with you, the audience, the people watching this. I wanted this to be broad appealing. The main goal for me on this project, so let's try Wise Guy here. So let's switch this over. I guess I could just go grab another sprayer, but we're sitting here talking, so let's just do it quickly. So I wanted to be able to reach a broader audience, and that requires it to be a bit more entertaining, but I also wanted it to be our style, and I knew that it would end up being like 30, 40 episodes of pure detail. And, you know, our style is not time lapses and EDM drops and stuff like that. Our style, when you're making an episode every single day of everything that's going on in this project, we're not trying to squeeze it all in a short period of time. Yeah, this is having a pretty similar effect. I don't know that I need a new product. I think what we have can be sufficient. And there's some chunks in here messing up my thing. So I had a reasonable idea of how this would go, but I knew the learning curve was going to be pretty steep in us figuring out how to present this. You know, how are we going to show it? And then, you know, I have a willingness to try. You know, let's give it a shot. Trial and error. So one main purpose of this project was to find new people. You know, try to be somewhat show a transformation that is somewhat entertaining that more people would very likely be interested in. But in no way, shape, or form am I interested in jumping the shark, you know, in being something that we're not. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I think it's probably worthwhile to do these twice because they haven't been cleaned very much. So, you know, we know how to do the project. I know how to organize something. I was very confident. By the way, I don't think we've had a single hiccup. So it's worked out as planned. The project, we haven't been devoid of product, that we're waiting for. Everything is there at the moment. We're going to finish the thing right on time, right on schedule. Everything worked out. I had to make some major concessions of, normally you would want to, do the paint before you put the cabinets in, and you would want to have all the walls done before you put the floor in. But I needed to line everything up and overlap and do a lot of things that are outside the norm, just to get the darn thing done. Get in, get out, get the project done. And so I did struggle quite a bit in the middle of the project after we finished the demo, and we're just doing sort of that mindless work of getting things done. And then it was on to having Mike do their part. And then after I had design come and we chose all the lights and all that stuff, there was a bit of a limbo period there where I was literally sitting on a stool watching Mike film Mike, and Trevor was the assistant to Mike. And so I'm sitting there watching drywall dry. So I made the decision, like, look, we need to execute on getting this building purchased. I really need to be back there, engaging with the team in order to capture all this new, all of you new people that are here, and drive us for the next 10 years forward. So let me get out of here for a few weeks, and Mike will execute on the plan. And so it took me a little while to figure out, hey, it's okay. And I talked to Mike about this. Hey, can I leave you on an island here? I've got everything lined up for you, and you can do your thing. Use your expertise to go and chase and finish the project. Let's jump to the other side here and keep chatting. So, I was pretty aware that it would be a little confusing in that, okay, the bald guy's leaving, now the bald guy's back, for the new people. And the new people, I haven't done a good job of explaining, what my role is in the project. And so I disappear and leave you in good hands, and then I come back, and then people are like, well, what the heck are you doing here? Get out of here, And that was, one little minor mistake, but something I didn't anticipate because I thought I'd have to be there the whole time. I didn't think about the period in between where you're finishing up all the drywall and paint and final work. So anyway, the big problem, the big mistake I made in this project was, and this is an easy fix, but something that I don't know how to do, the entertainment aspect of the project, and that, this, I thought, okay, so this is a different way to present. We are now, doing a, remodel series, something we haven't done before. We are now, asking a whole new audience to come and join us, and I really screwed up in the message of who we are, who Obsessed Garage is, who I am, as a human. And so part of this, part of the big mistake was not explaining the chase. We were kind of yucking it up, talking about creature comforts. I've got to get, we got to get these coaches set up. We're going to be living there for 2 months. There are no restaurants. The grocery store is 30 minutes away, 35 minutes away. There's no, there's nowhere to go, and there's nothing to do other than the project. and we knew that. And so I was just looking to find an RV. I didn't know that my good friend Scott had a darn Prevost, and that made it great. We were going to try to find some nice RVs to rent or borrow, and utilize that to make our experience a little bit better. But where the mistake comes in, I didn't clarify what creature comforts means. It's really not creature comforts. It's the pursuit and the willingness to do the work. So after I'd figured out all the things we needed to do for the project, lined up Waterstone and Havens Metals and and Laurel and the painters, and we'd chosen all the furniture, all that kind of stuff, getting all those pieces of the puzzle in place, figuring out audio, video, figuring out what lights are we going to do, who's going to help with the lights, how we're going to figure all that stuff out. So all that back end stuff. After that, then I started to obsess over the fact that, well, we're going to be living here, and so I need Mike to be in comfort. I need to meet. I need to have meet. So Mike and I, we're going to be there. We're going to be living there. We need to be, since we're running the project, we need to be there. We need to be on site. We need to not be run down. We need to have a nice, proper place to sleep. We need to have proper food. We need to have a proper cooking thing. We need to be able to cook. We need to. I need to stay on track with the progress I've made, to not go back to fat and crazy. And so I started the process of obsessing. Okay, what do I need for food? What do we need for shelter? What would I need in order to be able to work out? I'm really digging and seeing huge benefits from the cold plunging process. How could I solve that? Then when we get there, how can I explain this? So we get there, we put the grill together, and then the next morning I wake up and we're living there, showering in this bathroom. So I needed to clean the place out. So I think I spent 6 hours. So I got up at 5 a.m., was out there till like 11, and was cleaning the floors on my hands and knees, cleaning up, throwing stuff away, organizing all of Adam's stuff, because a lot of stuff that was out there was from the previous owners a decade ago, and then I think they maybe had like one pool gathering, so they never wiped out the cabinets or anything like that. And so I'm obsessing with the, hey, we're going to be living here, we're going to be using this every single day, and so I need to spend the time. To me, it's worth the time and energy to go into this and really dial it in. I don't think people really understand, and maybe I should do, again, a better job of explaining this, but I can't, I would have a mental breakdown. Like, I can't function in chaos. I could not be there for 2 months. I would be having panic attacks. I would be anxious. I would be uncomfortable. The project wouldn't go well. I wouldn't be able to be on camera all day. The project wouldn't get done as it has, had I not pursued things like, let's get our shelter taken care of. Let me make sure that I'm able to go and stay on track, because I'm the type of person that if I miss, 2, 3, 4 days of working out, it snowballs. And I'll show up, but I kind of feel like it's the best way I can explain it is, imagine you're on a diet and you had one potato chip. If I eat one potato chip, the whole thing's ruined, perfection's over, it's done, and then I'll eat the whole bag. And so it's the same thing when it comes to, so then the next day I would try to start it up again, but then I would probably eat another bag, and then I'd try to start it up again. So I have to stay, I've learned myself and have to stay on track. Otherwise, it becomes a complete disaster. So this whole idea of sharing, and we were kind of yucking it up and joking about creature comforts, the way that I presented it is not consistent with the amount of energy. I mean, I probably spent, you know, in the 2 weeks prior to us going there, I don't know how many dozens of hours just lining everything up, thinking about, and oh, by the way, you know, my coach framed this pretty well. So those couple of dozen hours that I'm, you know, lining up how this is going to go and how I'm going to set up the place. Doing that for me, like planning all that, is like eating ice cream. You know, it's like the most amazing. I just love doing it. Same thing, same reason, the same goes for loving digesting a 300-page catalog on, you know, on Knipex pliers or something like that. I just love doing it. It's what I'm wired to do. If I had to force myself to do it, there's no way. Like, I have to force myself to eat properly and not go off the deep end and become a darn crack fiend for potato chips and garbage. And so when it comes to doing this kind of stuff, I would be terrible at it had I not loved it so much. I love the process. And I'm sure, you know, all of you, or many of you, have something similar that you really love doing that others think is ridiculous. You know? And that's the sort of story of my life. Crap, I don't like where I'm going to be at here. And so what I was attempting to do, which is all wrong, was to self-deprecate. Say, look, you know, these are Maddie's creature comforts. I need to be comfortable. And then that just comes across, I get it, it's not accurate. It comes across wrong as, you know, here's the elitist, he doesn't do any work, he can't do anything. And I'm okay with people thinking I don't do anything, which we all know is complete nonsense. I'm a frickin' machine. Because in between my takes on camera, I'm building a frickin' empire. You know, I frickin' hate meetings, but unfortunately in the meeting phase of my, you know, future here, my business, which kind of sucks, but that's what I got to do to line everything up. You know, I'm working on getting us to, you know, 4 or 5 different international locations over the course of the next couple of years. Working on, you know, developing our young leadership team and young talent, and, you know, helping, you know, Kyle learn how to sell and how to close, you know, when it comes to garage designs, and, you know, working with Waba to drive, you know, what's the video flow and how is this going to work and how are we going to fit in all these projects that we're going to do. And then, of course, you know, dealing with making sure that the stairs are done on time, and then, you know, negotiating in the negotiation process of purchasing a building for the first time. I've never bought a multi-million-dollar building before. I mean, maybe you guys have, but I sure haven't. So having to invest the time in doing that. So behind the scenes, although I'm not doing the drywall work, I mean, my talent is not best served doing that particular action at that moment. And so I think the mistake was not clarifying this for especially a bunch of you that are, you know, new and not understanding, you know, what I'm about. And so I kind of yucked it up a bit too much on the, you know, creature comforts, and I think I aired too much on the side of, hey, let's entertain people, and by doing so made it not entertaining and made it annoying. And I think I get it. I think I understand it now. And many of you that have been around a long time are probably saying, Matt, you know, I didn't get that sense, but that's because you already know. You know that the chaos that goes in my frickin' brain of pursuing, you know, functionally excellent, pursuing all things obsessed. I think I could, put it into perspective in that, different personalities, like, let's say, I'll throw Michelle under the bus again. Let's say if Michelle was at this project, she wouldn't bring any food. She would maybe bring some snacks. She would figure out where to stay after she got there. She would probably never... She might wipe the countertop down where she was cooking something, but she would probably just almost starve because she can roll with it. She can just chill and relax, and that's a virtuous way to be. I'm just not blessed with that, and so I have to obsess over everything. But it's taken a long time to learn that because, I would go and do things and be miserable and uncomfortable and anxious and unaware of what's going on. And so now I can plan and prepare to, so I would have done one of two things, either been miserable and anxious and not fully functioning, or I would have just not done it. I just say, I'm just not going. I'm not going on vacation. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do it because I know that this is going to be insufferable. It's going to be crippling. It's going to be anxiety inducing. It's going to be a problem. And so because of the resources I have and because of the life that we've kind of set up here, I'm lucky and fortunate enough that I could, I have friends that can lend me a Prevost. I have the ability to spend a few $100s and buy some plates, and I have an extra barbell that I can take from the gym and borrow a couple other pieces of equipment. And then everybody that I borrowed from knows that I'll return it to them better than, likely better and cleaner than when I received it. And so that process of obsessing over all things should have been the message, and I kind of missed not necessarily missed an opportunity, but I didn't represent it well. And so my confession is that we live and learn. We learn how to interact. Same thing with Adam and collaborating on this project. We haven't collaborated as much as I would like, but we didn't know how to sort of clarify what result we were hoping to get, and so we're a little bit behind on that. So I'm hoping the last 3 weeks that Adam and I can do a lot of fun stuff together and bring you along, and that will take care of the entertainment element. And then I need to go back to the drawing board with the new audience and explain to them who we really are and what, it's really not creature comforts, it's just existence. But it's existing in an obsessed way. It's not a better way, it's just a way. And my way, for example, Trevor, who's Mike's son, he could sleep probably on the concrete floor out by the pool. Mike could sleep on a couch. I have to have like a specific bed that is, my own, if you will. Otherwise, I can't sleep. And so that is a microcosm of the whole thing. Or another thing is that, if we have Waba, who's laid back and certain things, certainly not in cinematography, but in certain things, Waba's more laid back. So we have this fridge that was there. He just kind of pushed some stuff out of the way so he could shove his bag in there, and he was grossed out by what was in there, but he's like, I'll just put it in there. Mike would organize a shelf, so he'd clean off a shelf and create some space. So Waba, was like, that's not worth my time. Let me just put this in here. I'll bring a bag so nothing touches it. Mike would say, well, I really want this shelf to be taken care of. I'm to the extreme where I've got to clean off the whole take out the entire shelving, remove everything, bleach it from head to toe. But the benefit is that we all get to benefit from that. Anybody who now is using that refrigerator gets to benefit from that obsession and the willingness to put in the effort in order to appease the obsession. And so I used to think that was better. I used to think that was a better way to live, a better way to be. Now I know very much so it's just a way, and in many ways it's a worse way to be because I can't just exist. But I think that that's part of the reason why Adam has let me do this, is because of that, you know, because of that unwillingness to compromise. And then as I'm reflecting back and I'm following up and I'm reading the comments and I'm seeing what people are saying, I'm realizing, man, I've really gone awry here on how, you know, what we're doing, what I'm about, what Obsessed Garage is about, why we're doing this. And there's a better way to present it. Stay authentic. I don't need to jump the shark. I don't need to alienate anybody that has, all you guys that have been supporting me all these years. And in fact, I think it's an additive for all of us, and that, you know, maybe we can meet and be involved with some other people that are like us we just haven't found yet. And it can be a win for everything. It can be a win for finding new products, creating new things, making videos that are hopefully more interesting, and continuing to pursue excellence. And so there is a way to do that, and I think I need to make some adjustments in order to really capture that. I just finished the wheels. What I'm gonna do, I have a beef tenderloin. I need to go salt. It's been sitting out, it's at room temperature. So I'm gonna season that, let it sit for another hour or so, and then I'll come back out, we'll finish the wash. Then I'll go cook the tenderloin, and then I'll come out and, you know, do the interior and stuff like that. So we're gonna stretch this video out. I wanna get the project done, but I also need to eat something. All right, next step is to pre-wash it. I'm gonna use, did the car wash mode turn off? I am going to use, let's see, auto foam. We're getting close. Built Hamburger. We got a call, I think Monday, to finalize our distribution plans. So we will hopefully have this pre-order stuff start to set up here in the next couple of weeks. And I think we're gonna bring touchless first and auto foam second. So anyway, I went and seasoned my tenderloin. I don't like tenderloin. It's basically a fillet. It's for girls. I'm not sure why we have one. I like New York strips and ribeyes. I don't like that sissy steak. I need some fat. Go. So this is non-diluted. I'm getting about a 3.5% panel impact ratio according to my calculations. And then what we'll do, let that sit for a few minutes and then come back, rinse it off, and then I'm gonna use, what am I using? Reset on this one here today. I've already mixed all that up. So I think the moral of the story here is try stuff, figure it out. You know, there's trying. Let's say you were trying to get me to. Let's say we were going to go to dinner together, and or you wanted us to go to dinner, and I said, you know, you were like, well, we're going to be there on Tuesday at 8 p.m. if you'd like to come. And I'd say, yeah, I'll try and make it. Of course, you know, I'm not going to show up. And when you say try, if I said, look, I'll be there, then I'll be there. And if something came up, maybe it would adjust, but I'd be there. If you say, well, I'll try and make it, yeah, I'll try and do that. I'll try and eat better. You know, that doesn't work. Whereas there is trial and error, which is really important. So, especially in the process of discovery, and the value that we're providing here, I think, is based on all that stuff I was telling you about, that an obsession for not just washing the car, not just the products washing the car, but the, you know, everything that's in here, everything that's, you know, everything in life. It's the whole argument of, I keep saying, well, I don't get to check the obsession in the garage when I walk into the house. You know, I'm obsessed no matter where I go. The message, I think, needs to be adjusted a little bit, and the trial and error is really important. Like another example of where I screwed up. So I'm chasing this idea. I found the galley sink at the IBIS show, the International Builders Show, a few years ago. And man, I've wanted one, but I haven't had an application for it yet. It's not that I can't get one. It's that I haven't had anywhere to put it. You know, I need to tear out a kitchen and put it in. Well, now's an opportunity. And so part of our deal, Adam and my deal, was, hey, we're going to test out some different things that I don't know about. Are you okay with that? And of course, he's like, well, yeah, do your thing. So I didn't say that in the video. I said, you know, Adam's not going to use any of this. But I made them buy this anyway. And then I give people context for, hey, this is a $3,600 sink with about $3,500 worth of accessories. So it's a, you know, $7,000 thing. And we don't even know if it's any good. And we're pretty sure that Adam's not going to use it. But I need to figure this out. I need the trial and error. It's going to be good. The question is it great? Is it great enough to justify that big of a price tag? And I don't know the answer to that yet. But we're about to find that out. That's what I should have said. And so we're going to adjust. I'm going to adjust how I speak, I guess. But stay the same. So don't get worried. I'm not going to change how I am. And, you know, that's not going to happen. But I can speak more intentionally. And so that's what I'm getting at. Where I think we can make some real serious improvements in you know, teaching people about what it is I'm interested in and why. All right, so let's rinse it off. I need a boom pole in my life is what I need. God dang. I tried doing just EXO on the windshield. She's nuked it pretty good. But it's holding up okay, I guess. Let's do our reset. And let's get this thing washed. Boom. Michelle was looking at me funny. She said, in 20 years, I've never seen you washing jeans. I said, well, first time for everything, lady. It's easier and more comfortable. Well, one, when it's not crazy hot out. But two, when your frickin' thighs aren't rubbing from being a fatso. So I have another confession to make with you here. For a couple of days, I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. And not really fell off the wagon, but I was buying Kate. We're trying to get Kate off of enriched white flour. Get the whole family off of that. And in order to do that, I've been buying like some Annie Ann's snacks and things that have organic flour, not the bad stuff. And so I ordered some Annie Ann's white cheddar bunnies, which are my frickin' kryptonite, and I ate the whole box. This weekend, I had a not so great weekend of eating. Actually, this week, I had too many different little cheats of, what is perceived as healthy, but too much. Like, too much quantity. But I'm back to the routine, back to cold punching every day, getting myself chasing. I'm driving to the gym every day. I've been driving at 8:30, which is a big achievement for me. It's weird because I went and took the M3 for a spin, and I took the GT3 Touring for a spin, on my safe roads. The GT3 gets me a little bit. I get quite a bit more nervous, and when I'm in the GT3 than I do in certainly the Evo. But I just now realized this afternoon, I said, I keep feeling like, okay, I need to get back on the road and get rid of the Evo. And I'm like, I'm not like madly in love with it. I'm gonna like it a lot more when I do the wheels and tires and lower it and get the tune done. It's gonna look cooler than it does now. I don't need to sell it. I think it goes back to, I didn't have the space, which I'm gonna have tons of space with the new building. And that's why I'd keep ebbing upward in cars. I end up getting a bunch of cars and then regretting it and then selling them off. So I've kind of been stuck in that mindset, but I really don't need to do that. So I think I had an epiphany. I've been slacking on my E36 and my Evo because I'm like, well, these are just a means to an end. I need to get rid of them. But so I don't feel complete with them because I haven't finished them. There's still some things I need to tweak. And so why don't I just get that done and just keep them? So that was a big epiphany here today. And who knows how long I'll keep them. But what's the rush to get rid of them? I need them. They're the only two cars I can drive around in and not care that much about. Even though they're really nice, it's not a GT3 Touring. But I did write down for the first time in my life, I figured, man, I'm making some big changes in how I perceive things, making some big changes in health and fitness. Maybe I should stop scoffing at the idea of coming up with a New Year's resolution, if you will, or New Year's goal. I've always hated that. But this year I sat down and came up with some of them. And one of them, the main goal, was to drive Wyo Road in my GT3 RS by the end of the year. I can barely drive in my neighborhood. I don't have a GT3 RS. So you can see it's a lofty goal, but I think I can do it. What do you think? Think I can do it? I think I can. I sure hope I can. Shoot. Wyo Road, Wayah, is in the Carolina Mountains, and it's one of my favorite roads of all time. I want to be able to roll out with my friends, with a group of people, go rip it with a smile ear to ear. That's what I want. And you know what? Had I not lost it, probably wouldn't appreciate it as much. Come on. So here's to 2024 and continued improvement. My other goal, I want to see 200 on the scale. Right now I'm like 217, something like that. I saw 211, when I was fasted. But then, I ate a bunch of chips and stuff, or a bunch of crackers this weekend. So I'm like, right now, probably 217, something like that, as as I'm talking. I'll probably wake up tomorrow at 216, 215, 216. I also decided one of my goals is to lift and work out more, but stay moderate weight. I'm starting to chase and do things that are just too, beyond the point of benefit, too heavy, too much volume. So I'd rather do more volume at moderate weight. For example, I almost tore my bicep. It was close, because it took 3 or 4 weeks to recover. I was afraid I wasn't gonna recover. Doing 70-pound dumbbell snatch, which I can handle. I was on like my 80th rep or something like that in the workout, and then something just popped in my forearm and bicep. It was probably similar to like a hamstring pull, maybe a slight tear. And thank goodness I had my life flash before my eyes. So it was a wake-up call that, why don't I just do the 50 instead of the 70? But just, I can maybe do more reps. I can get the same benefit and not have to be as extreme. So that was one of my other resolutions this year. I don't know that it's possible, but I also would like to have and pursue 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I think that would be an amazing, lofty goal. So I'm going to pursue that as well. But like I said, the theme of this confession video is I have a lot to learn in this pursuit. But if you don't, quote unquote, try, if you don't pursue trial and error, if you're not willing to make error at times, it's never gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep fighting the fight. I think there's a real probability. I don't think 2024 is gonna be a banner growth for a year for us. I think we're gonna grow quite a bit. But I think the work that we have to do, the work that I have to do to set my company up and brand up for the future, the work that I have the vision, and I think that 2025, the results, later this year, the latter parts of this year, and then the following year are going to be like 100+% growth, double, triple, quadruple. I don't know what that does for me. I live a pretty good life as it is, but coating feels pretty good. All right, let's rinse it off. I'm 100% sold on being a watch guy. I was just wearing the wrong watches. or the wrong watch, I guess you could say. The size of 40 millimeter, what the flip? Rolex, it's comfortable. I can wear it 24/7 and it feels good. That's interesting. It's like my trim coating failed. Do you guys remember, did I do CSU on this car? I don't remember. I think it was Crystal Serum Ultra I did. So our DI solution, we were going to final prototyping. It's gonna be freaking insane. Wait till you see it. I'm a freaking idiot. Thanks to whoever called me an idiot, Adam Mack, which is a rust inhibitor, needs to be diluted. So he diluted it up to 5%. So, fixed it. And I'm spraying this on the rotors to help them from rusting over. So Adam Mack will be on our first round of products as well, coming up here in short order. All right, let me pause for a second here. I'm gonna go heat up the grill, dry this thing off, go throw my, turn the one on. Ego 765, because my 580s at Adams, I'm telling you, 580 is still the best. And I'm gonna use the Ego stubby. Figures, after all this time, we have both in stock, easily and readily available now. So this is the Ego version. It's nice. It's quieter. It's quite a bit cheaper. This is the Apex Air, which is also nice. I think the quality of the Apex Air is probably a little better, but you know, I don't know. There's some pros and cons to both, I think. I don't know which I choose. I think I'd probably choose the Ego. I mean, I've only used this, is like the second or third time I've used this, so I need to use it a little bit more and go back and forth between the two. But right now, if you can't get the 580, which you still can, get the 580, it's better than the 765, I'm telling you. I need to get back to it. I need to talk to the guys. They talked to Pressall today about hopefully getting us the new fluorinated bottles, as well as the new stainless tips. So I'm hoping to have those within months. And then hopefully after that, soon after that, we can get our new version that stands up and holds up better to alkaline stuff. That's my hope. But it's been a while since I've used the black bottles. I took the other bottle to LZ's, so I think it's kind of fun to break out the black bottle. These are the better bottles. We just don't have any way to put a label on it. The whole concept of my coating's gonna last 5 years is complete and utter nonsense. This is not even a year in, and if you daily drive and park the thing outside, you know, in a year and a half or so, I'm gonna have to redo it. Jetty's been leading Chase astray. He's been running out of the neighborhood, chasing other dogs, and she's been the instigator, right, Jetty? Jetty's the neighbor dog, Jetta. So in the detailing front, we'll have, oh shoot, she just went inside. On the detailing front, we'll have the billet hammer stuff coming, a new polisher It's not new to Europe, but it's new to us here in the US from Liquid Elements, LE, Germany, on the entry level. It's gonna be pretty sick. I have the new Rupes polishers coming in the next few weeks. So those are coming soon. It's exciting. Jetty's in here messing with us. Oh shoot, what is your fever? Crap. Take it easy. Go do some relaxing. So some interesting, exciting things on the detailing front, as well as I'm gonna make a concerted effort this year to really dial in our detailing pages on the site, try to make them as resourceful and useful as possible. You know, with our pursuit of all this amazing stuff, it's gotten rather complex, or rather robust, and that makes it more complicated. And so I think my role this year is to not simplify. I don't believe in that. You don't need to simplify. We need to tell you what to get. Here's what you need to get. Here's where you start. Here's where you go next. I need to tell that message over and over again. That is the other side of the coin of a non-obsessed person is Michelle, like, we're not eating in this car, and that will last a period of time. Whereas an obsessed person, if you committed to that, you will never go back on that. Although I committed to never having a dog, and here we are, so maybe I should shut up. So I go back to LZ's. Today is, what is today? Today's Tuesday, I think? Yeah, today's Tuesday, so I've got a week. So we go back next Tuesday till we're done. And we probably have to come back and shoot some final video stuff. The project, I think we're gonna finish on time, maybe a few days later. Mike thinks we have a month. I say we have 2.5 weeks. We'll see. But it's gonna be fun because now we're doing the finish work, putting all the cool stuff in that we've been planning to put in for so long. That's, to me, the exciting part. JC, what you doing, buddy? You wanna come say hi to everybody? Wanna come over here and say hi? Come on. Come on over. Come say hi to everybody. And people need a little, oh, he's not having it, he's out. Yeah, see, this is already getting kind of crunchy. Part of it is sitting outside. Part of it is not. Washing it every day, every week, or shoot, even every month. Washing it once a month. The poor Raptor's been totally neglected. I would like to get a Gen 3 Raptor this year. You know, she has, I think, like probably 60,000 miles, which is fine. So maybe I won't do it this year. I might do it the following. It's so much better when you got a towel that's functioning. Remember the last wash and talk, I had some that were loaded up and toast. I had to keep ditching them, but it seems like these two are looking pretty good. I really like white cars. I just think they look so good. I need a white and a red sports car in my life. And then a new brain so that I can actually drive them. Maybe that should be my New Year's resolution. New brain. Can I be somebody else for this year? I'm starting to think maybe we finish drying this thing and I come back and finish this video in the morning. Or maybe we make it an episode 2. What do you think? I think maybe I'll do that. Interior and talk. How do we do that? A vacuum and talk. I might, yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll do an episode 2 here. I'll have Waba come shoot it so we can get some better footage. And we'll do that together tomorrow. I'll leave all my cars outside. And then what I'll do is shoot, I want to wash my GT3. Maybe I'll shoot another wash and talk I don't like to shoot them back to back because I only got so much to talk about. I do need to do my organization update and go through my cabinets with you. It's been on my list for a long time. I want to do that. It's really, I'm starting to get a little hot. It's really nice out. I know some of you are freezing your butts off in different areas of the country, but man, it's been really humid and wet this year, which is not normal. Like at the gym this morning, we had to like, doing box jumps, we had to like wipe our feet off so I didn't bust my head on the ground. Michelle's gonna be so pumped that she has her truck clean. If you wanna call this a truck, it's a truck look-alike on a car chassis. Although I'm sure it's reasonably capable off-road and it is reasonably capable at towing, short distances anyway. So it's truck-like in a very Honda Ridgeline way. I do dig it though. It's been a nice experience. The only thing we have is the air conditioning is a little wonky at times, and the tailgate is having a sensor issue on this side where the tailgate doesn't recognize that the tailgate is closed and it doesn't latch, so we have to get that serviced. And then I'm waiting on a motorized or even not motorized bed cover. I'm waiting on that because all the ones that are out are in freaking jank city. Waiting on the actual Rivian version. It's also weird to be out here. Shoot, if I was out here at the LZ compound, we'd have mosquitoes flying around everywhere. I don't really have that here as much. It's kind of nice. All right, we're gonna say that's a wrap here today. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll do a detailed interior cleanup. It's pretty dirty, so we'll do a nice interior cleanup and maybe do some other things. We'll air up the tires and do some other maintenance things while I'm at it. Maybe we'll add a coat to the windshield. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you accept my my candor, my confession, and we'll see you on the next video. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. We'll see you soon.